Warning, the following audio transmission is based on theory and is intended for entertainment purposes only. It's Doomsday and its affiliates will not be held liable for anything your dumbass does. Listener discretion is advised.
I just want everybody to know that even though we're talking about these subjects and we're making content out of these subjects, we're not trying to profiteer off these subjects. This is not fear porn. This is to get everybody informed, and this is to kind of get everybody prepared, even though now it's kind of an ass-backward situation because you can't go back and prepare yourself if you're in East Palestine. It's kind of like, well, you're screwed.
I'm not ever going to fear monger. Not ever, ever, ever. This is just what's happening, and this is the reality of the situation. The situation is the situation.
Right. I just wanted to clarify because I know some people out there are like, oh, they're fear mongering, they're profiteering off this. No, we're not. That's not what this is about, and that's never what it's been about. This show's never been about that. But there are things to consider with this. The idea that, guys, you're going to see more break bad in the media with this. It's just kind of mind-blowing. We're not getting more clarification in the media because what this tells me, Jake, is how controlled the media actually is.
Yeah, no, they're all silent, all collectively silent on this. Our administration hasn't uttered a single word about this yet, and we're looking at a disaster that's it's going to be multifaceted because it's going to affect people for the rest of their lives. It's going to affect the water. It's going to affect the water supply. They shut down parts of what highway runs through Ohio there?
You got 70.
Is it 70 or 71? Either way, the
76.
70,
76. I think it's both.
A long stretch of that hub is shut down right now because of this. So one of your main supply routes to the East Coast is shut off. And it's just adding on to more of the same. And, tether this together with what's happening in South Carolina and now Texas twice. What the fuck is going on? I'm pretty calm about these things, 99.99% of the time. This is the 0.01% of the time where I'm just starting to get angry at these things consistently happening and nothing, no repercussion, no nothing.
So one thing I do want to point out with this too, man, is this current administration, you guys know I don't get in this left-blue debate. I don't, or this red versus blue, left versus right debate. I refuse to be a part of it. But I will say this. For everybody out there that came down hard on the Bush administration for failure to act around the FEMA disaster, okay, and threw that administration under the bus, and they weren't there and they did this and blah, 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 blah. Look at what the current administration is doing now over this situation. And I mean,
zilch.
I'm not saying these are two comparable situations, but they're both disasters that need attention. Okay.
Oh, but Jester, the economy is in a better position than it's ever been in to succeed. Didn't you know that? The last State of the Union address, the economy is better than it's ever been.
Is it really?
That's what they say.
Just want to clarify that this is not a comedy show. No, dude. No, it's not. It's all they're blowing so much smoke up the ass of the American people. It's unreal. All right. Now, this new situation that came up with the derailments and this being like kind of snuffed out in the media, the only thing, and this isn't and this is not a good thing, what I'm about to say. The only reason I could think that would be behind this is these large media corporations are like, hey, we need to focus on the Super Bowl because it's Super Bowl week. It's Super Bowl weekend. This is what the people want. We cannot blow off the biggest game of the year and screw the economy up, and all the money that's made surrounding these games because of some train derailments.
Yes, because the people need their gladiator.
Right. And even if you want to look at it in that light and say it that way, it's not good. It's still very bad. Because that just tells us the entertainment and the sports industries are overtaking the news that we're supposed to know.
But money.
But money, yes.
The grass for this stupid game cost $800,000. And the people in East Palestine get $5.
And Eric, I think I understand the comment you're making there, and I would be inclined to agree with you that there are people out there who do not want the truth, if that's what you're getting at. There are people out there that would rather sit in their house and not turn on the news and just sit there and kind of bury their heads in the sand and just hope it goes away or believe the bullshit they're being fed.
Do it in your NPC
I know the
like
song. Wait, say that again, Jake.
Do it in your NPC voice because I like that a lot better.
Which part? I just want to sit at home and bury my head in the sand, and I just want it to go away and see the sunshine in the morning.
Yeah, man. Like everything's totally kosher. I'm just turn on the football game. I'm just jamming and hanging out, and then tomorrow I just go to work. Totally fine. I don't care about train. Choo choo, bro. Football game.
Oh my God. No, so I didn't watch the game yesterday. I was down here hanging out at the studio. I was live on Clapper for most of that time and then went and listened to you for a little bit on Twitter, then went and listened to Alexa and Cody and Big Daddy Prep. Went and listened to them for a while. I do have to say, guys, get mad at me if you want to. I'm super stoked that the Eagles lost. I didn't watch the game, but I was periodically checking the score on Google. I have a family full of Eagles fans, and it makes me feel so good when they lose. That's all.
I can't tell you a single player on either team, nor can I tell you any position other than what a quarterback does.
Nope. And I was so happy this morning to say, go Chiefs.
Go sports.
Go sports. Yes, that's it.
Shoot the balls. All of them.
Yes. Score a field down. Anyway, no, but to really tear into that a little bit here, guys, the media has plans on these things. They don't want this shit screwed up. If you guys remember, because of 9/11, they ended up pushing back the Super Bowl, and there was a lot of people pissed about it. I don't know if anybody remembers that. They actually postponed the Super Bowl because of 9/11. And no, I don't think too many people recall that because it was so long ago. Now you're talking 21 years ago. Or 23 years ago. Holy shit. No, 22 years ago. It's been a long time.
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of people like outraged that they would push back that event. And even like large corporations are like, shit, this is a big boost in sales for us because of the amount of time people spend in front of the TV to get their commercials in. And, the food people buy, the party people's plan, even the power companies make more money. Power consumption goes up on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know if anybody knew that or not.
Oh, of course, because all the surround sounds and all of the food and all of that stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So I want to say it's an average power consumption goes up 5% in the U.S. due to the Super Bowl. I think it's somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, absolutely. Some of the stuff that's going on in the media could be snuffed out due to the fact that it was Super Bowl weekend. I wouldn't doubt it at all. And if you really think about it, that just shows you how much they give a shit about the American people, that corporations want to put profits above people's safety, well-being, and lives.
Hey guys, the water's poison, and if you drink it, you'll die. Oh, no, but football game. What? Yeah, football. Come on, football game.
Eric says they delayed the Emmys a couple of times after 9/11. Super Bowl got pushed from like January into early February after 9/11. Anyway, to continue into this, a little bit more about these corporations and things like this. So yeah, they don't give a shit about the American people, guys. They're out there for their profits. And here's something else to think about. Let's say this. Let's say the Super Bowl was potentially a distraction to not get this information out there. Right? Like let's say that this is all pre-planned, that these derailments are pre-planned. What better time to do this right before the Super Bowl? Hey preppers, do you want 10% off survival food? Go to www.readywise.com and use code DOOM10 at checkout for 10% off all your survival food needs. Again, that's code DOOM10 at checkout at readywise.com, DOOM10 for 10% off at readywise.com. When everybody's going to be glued to the TV, searching different things, the algorithms are going to overtake what's going on. People on TikTok are going to be posting all Super Bowl related stuff and nothing about current events. It's almost perfect. If you wanted a bunch of people to get sick, if you wanted a bunch of people to get infected, this would be the perfect way to do it.
And what better way than to add in aliens on top of it? Because you don't want to bolster your lawsuit you're about to face, and you keep it quiet. You save more money that way. So aliens and football. So are we going to get into any of these further objects that are getting shot down? Dude, I honestly, my opinion of it is vastly different from what the court of public opinion says. And my assertion of it is, what I believe is that we've just honed in the sensitivity on our radar tracking systems, and we are testing those. And at one point before we honed in, we were searching for boulders, and since honing in, we're finding rings. And they've always been there. We're just now seeing them, and now we got to figure out what they are. I don't think it's aliens. I don't, even though, let's define the term UFO, which is unidentified flying object. So that doesn't necessitate aliens. It just necessitates a vehicle that's in the air and they don't know what it is because it's unidentified.
Right. No, I understand the terminology fully. I fully get that.
I'm not fighting you. I'm fighting Twitter right now. This is me fighting Twitter.
I'm telling you, Jake, it's the fracking aliens. No, so I've had a few different theories on this. Since the first balloon was taken down, my theory on this was pretty simplistic, okay? They ultimately want us to go to war with China. Okay? It's what they want. They want a World War III that takes place between the US, China, and Russia being the big team players here. That way they can form us into the New World Order. I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. And I will die on this hill. That is the ultimate goal. All right? So what they do, if nobody's figured this out yet, what the media and the government does is periodically they throw little things out there to get you fired up about China and Russia. They do this all the time. All right? And North Korea falls into the mix from time to time. Okay? And what the ultimate goal is to get the American people so fired up about something that happened to where we're on board with this war, right? We're on board with it. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Like we did getting into the forever war after 9/11. Everybody was, you're going to attack us? Yes. Fuck yeah. Let's go to war, right? Everybody was on board with it. So this whole Chinese spy balloon, I think this could be kind of bullshit. I mean, could the balloon have come from China? They say it did. I'm not up there seeing what it's come from. I don't know what they're actually tracking. I don't know. I have no clue. But I'll tell you this. I know from the research I've done, it suggests that we put up over 7,000 balloons a day around the globe. All right. So who knows what this could have really been? Who knows how many are up there floating around now?
Thousands.
But the fact that we're taking military action against these balloons tells me one of two things. Either there is a threat there and the government's extremely worried about it, and they're not letting the American people know what it really is. And that's why they're now working to take these down so quickly, right? Because they are a big threat. Or on the flip side of this, there is nothing to be worried about at all. And they're just trying to make media headlines of like, look, we're sending planes up in the sky. And if you see jets flying over now and things getting shot out of the sky, it is no big deal because this is what's about to be coming. And they're trying to normalize this for people. Because who's going to go to work if you've got F-22s flying overhead shooting shit out of the sky? Right? At some point, you have to normalize these things for the American people and for people around the world. You have to normalize these events so people aren't cowering in their basements, not living their lives. Because if people aren't going to work, if people aren't spending money, there's no taxes coming in, the economy is going to fail, and they know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We live in a very, very soft society now where people are offended if they're misgendered. How the fuck are these people going to leave and go out of the house when there's these jets flying overhead and troops are being dropped off and you're hearing bombs going off? Who's actually going to leave their house? Fucking nobody.
It's just going to be one thing every day. It's going to be something every single day. Stuff exactly like this every single day. The next couple months.
I'm inclined to agree with you 110%. I mean, so a lot of people have asked me over the years, how could they usher in Agenda 2030 with the things we're seeing right now? You make things so chaotic and horrible for the American people that a one world government is a good out. Losing the Constitution is a good out. This is a good safety net to where shit's not getting shot out of the sky, right? We'll give up our guns for total safety. Like, could that be where this is going? I don't know. I might be reaching.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. Give up your means of safety for safety?
Yeah, dude.
That makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying in general. That whole thought process that is there, that makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Come on, man. You got to give up your safety for some more safety, man.
Yeah, guns kill, man. Guns totally kill all the time.
Yeah. So do balloons and train wrecks and apparently this administration.
Trains and automobiles and yes, this administration. Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, because they're not really talking about it too much in the media, China's pissed right now. And they are trying to flex just like we're trying to flex, right? And if you guys think this just kind of ends right there with China and the U.S., like, no. I read an article, I don't know, yesterday or today, or maybe within the last couple of days here, that says that these Chinese balloons that are out there are in multiple countries, that these guys are mapping the whole earth right now. And for what plan, nobody really knows what they're really surveilling or what they're really doing. Some people think it's as simple as data collection. Other people think it's as devious as mapping out where all the military infrastructure is so they could accurately take it all out. Hey preppers, check out Blackbeard Fire Starters. Go to www.blackbeardfire.com/doomsday and utilize code doomsday for 10% off your entire order at blackbeardfire.com. Eric says those who give up essential liberty to purchase little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Thomas Jefferson. Thank you, Eric.
I just want to reiterate that part of those that 10% of the U.S. population, that 30 or 40 million people, also constitutes about 90% of my state, including where I live. So I'm super excited.
You know, if you need to come bug out here, dude, you hit me up. You let me know you're on the way. It's a very bad situation. I wonder how many people actually been evacuated. In Richard's comment here, I believe 4 balloons were shot down so far. 4 objects, I think, were shot down so far.
Yeah, and they know
Has
what
it
the
been
first one
formed?
was. They don't know what the other 3 were.
So the other, well, no, Raccoon 6 says they can go on Google Earth and find every military complex. I know, I know the extent of that, Raccoon. I get it. I know what's available through satellite imagery, and I'm sure that they have better satellite imagery up there than what we currently know about as citizens. I'm sure that they do. In other countries, Richard, the only other country that I know that's shooting stuff down is Canada. That's what I know of at the moment. And I don't know if any other information has been released by that. And Maverick put it in the chat there: Alaska, Yukon, Lake Huron, and the Atlantic. Yeah, where they've currently been shot down so far. Weren't we in on that though? Yeah. So apparently Trudeau was going around and bragging how he gave the order to the American government to shoot that down.
Cool.
Apparently he's taken credit for that. Yeah.
Well, they only let it go from Canada halfway across our country until they decided to do it. So great job.
Right.
I don't care who did it. You suck.
I mean, did anybody think for a second that they left some of these things up there so long so it would develop so much media attention before getting shot down? So everybody was talking about it before there was a reaction.
I mean, all I'm going to say is I put out a tweet when the first one came down that there would be more, and lo and behold.
It's almost like predictive programming.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so guys, we are at that point of the show where we are going to start allowing call-ins. So if anybody wants to call in to tap on any of these things, and when I say tap, I mean don't unload a whole storybook on us, but definitely let us know what you're thinking and get your point across here. I am really concerned with what we're going to be seeing in the near future here, and I'm really concerned with. I mean, if you guys go back and you look this cloud up on Google, man, this is something like biblical. Like this doesn't look like something that you would see in the news and not think end of the world, not think end times, right? Welcome in, Raccoon. How you doing?
Hey, this afternoon I seen a picture, or actually a series of pictures that were taken by a drone around that train derailment in Ohio. They were taken at different elevations. One of them shows the blast, or not blast, but the fire. Another shows the daggone clouds. And then one of them shows the clouds above and how they're spreading off to the east and the south. People don't realize what the heck's going on, and all that has to be totally decontaminated before people can walk back in there, because it's all going to be in the dust and everything. It's almost a no-win situation.
Want to be a guest on the show? Email it's doomsdaypodcast@gmail.com. That's it's doomsdaypodcast@gmail.com.
Well, hey, Raccoon, couldn't we just put our COVID masks back on? Wouldn't that help us out?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, 20 series of stapled all together.
Hey, Raccoon, you went into the Matrix on me, man. I don't know what's going on there, but it sounds pretty scary. I'm gonna go ahead and all right. I can't even get Raccoon muted. I don't know what's going on there. I think he's been taken over by the aliens,
the NSA
guys.
Got him, man.
Maybe they did. Maybe it was the NSA got him. We also got Rusty called in as well. What's up, Rusty? How are you doing, man? Oh, I'm not doing too bad. You're coming in a little bit low volume. If you could speak loud for me, that'd be great.
I can handle that. One of the things I wanted to say when I had to go through hazmat awareness and hazmat operations for the fire department is look up the Texarkana rail yard that exploded. There was a rail car that began leaking some sort of explosive chemical or gas or something, and they have it on dash cam from a police car. go check it out. It was absolutely wild to watch, and it really made me think what you were talking about is going on in Ohio. I don't know if it would be better that this entire thing just went off on fire and been done with, but I don't. Where do you draw the line on the environmental aspect of this? It's six in one, half dozen in the other.
No, I understand what you're saying. I see, and that's the thing. I don't know. I mean, I would think you would want to bring in these agents who are paid to deal with this and do this the right way, right?
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately the best thing.
I was watching a thing about a guy that lives in East Palestine earlier, and he was stating that he had called different agencies and they didn't even know about it. And when he called the EPA back, they laughed at him and hung up on him.
Well, guys, welcome Cloud to the show, and I hope everybody got that piece of information. She came in pretty quick on me there. Anyway, welcome in, Cloud. And so, I don't know, did everybody catch that?
I did, but I was trying to. I really have to listen to Rusty because I can just barely.
Yeah, Rusty, it's extremely low. I'm assuming, Rusty, are you on Android?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I know that Podbean has been having some issues with Android lately. It's a really goofy thing. I don't know why they haven't figured it out yet, but it's just something we're gonna have to deal with. So if you guys can hear Rusty in the chats, let me know. Unless that's all you had to add there, Rusty.
Yeah, is this better? Can you hear me now?
I mean, it's still low, but I can hear you. I don't know if anybody else can.
All right. No, that's all I had. It was just one of the things I learned in the department is it better to rip the Band-Aid off or just try to do the inevitable cleanup and contain as best possible?
Right, I understand.
And to be honest, I really don't know. I don't know because I've never worked in that field and I don't know anything about it, so I can't even begin to fathom. All I know is that there's just literally a deadly cloud of acid rain that's headed toward the East Coast.
Lovely. I live on the East Coast.
So I got to tell you this. When I was working on the river growing up, one of the big things we prepared for was potential oil spills and potential fuel leaks because we worked on the barges, in the boats on the river. And the only thing we ever had that would have been hazardous would have been the oil and would have been the fuel that the boats carried. So basically diesel and oil. And we were like, it was beaten into us. If there's a spill, if something happens, the EPA will be all over our asses. The DOT will find the hell out of us. If something happens, we have proper people to call. There are steps put in place. And this was just for oil and fuel. This wasn't for anything, too extremely hazardous. So a situation like this just to be allowed to happen really blows my mind. Welcome in, Dina, Joe, and Cindy. I don't know if I welcomed you guys in or not. Hey preppers, check out Blackbeard Fire Starters. Go to www.blackbeardfire.com/doomsday and utilize code doomsday for 10% off your entire order at blackbeardfire.com. I don't know if I lost everybody or not. Am I still here? Where'd everybody go?
Hello?
There's J-Dog. What's up, man?
Oh, what's up, man?
What's up?
We've been talking this whole time. Where you been?
I don't know, dude. Apparently, the plume is getting to me, I guess.
It's the cloud hit you guys. Are you okay? You good?
I don't know. See, I actually don't know if this is making it my way or not.
It may through the water. I mean, you'll notice side effects. I mean, it'll be pretty clear. You're going to feel nauseous. You're going to feel dizzy and all those other things. So just pay attention to it.
I really wish that there was I really wish there was some kind of tracker online for this thing, like, or if they weren't monitoring this, like if they could tell people, hey, and I hate to put any control on this, okay? Russ saying, look at the NOAA map. I'll have to check that out. But I really wish they had something in place to let people know that, something's going down, something's happening. And if it's going to rain in your town, stay inside today. If they could be telling people, different things to do. And Cloud, I think you were trying to say something. What's up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to try to interrupt.
Oh, you're good.
But couldn't they follow? Like, I don't know if the vinyl chloride is going to, like, be up in the air and cause the acid rain to the point that it's going to kill, like, all the fish and things. But if that is the case, couldn't they watch that go across the United States into the water?
They could. I mean, the immediate blast radius, basically every fish in that initial radius is dead. So, I mean, it would be a good indicator. But there's also like this very nice little rainbow hue over top of the water. Kind of like what oil looks like, just a little more rainbowy. So that can be clearly seen, just kind of hanging out on top of your water. Go take a shower. Go drink some water. Why not? Go cook your food.
Something else. There's a lot of other chemicals in the chloride, that chlorinated vinyl. There's a lot more chemicals in it that they're not talking about.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not going to disclose everything to the American people because they don't want people to be in great fear. And I saw Rusty called back in. What's up, dude?
If you go on the NOAA map, that was a tool that they
Okay.
That was a tool they taught us in the fire department. If you have a hazmat situation, that will show the wind patterns and wind changes, and it'll give you an idea of where that plume is going to go. And that was the tool that we all went to if we ever had any kind of hazmat situation with carrying it downwind or anything like that. So just wanted to throw that in there.
I appreciate it, man. I actually got it pulled up right now, and I'm trying to find kind of a live version of it currently. But I see that they have like a 12-hour, 24-hour, 36, 48-hour prediction of which way things are moving. And it looks like that this will be, I don't know, from what I'm seeing on here, maybe this is going to wrap its way back down. Like maybe it's going to make its way out to the Atlantic, then wrap down the East Coast. Maybe.
I think it's going to go east, and I think it's going to head south. It's going to head east in a cloud, and it's going to head south in the water.
So this is something that you could easily say is going to affect the great deal of the East Coast, like without question.
It's going to affect everybody that it hits in its path. Yes, until it dissipates enough that it's not in a highly concentrated dose. But the problem is that when it's in the sky, it's in the clouds, and when it's dense enough, it falls as rain, and then it's cycled back into the water. So essentially, the East Coast is going to get a double dose of it, and whatever goes south is going to be in the water, and they'll get a dose of it. But if they don't get it from the sky, they're certainly going to get it in their water.
Something else you need to think about too, Jester, is that once it hits the Dagon Appalachian Mountains, it's going to spire through the Appalachians in the high areas. The wind on the sides on the East Coast is going to drag it everywhere.
The NSA's totally got you, Raccoon. You're in the Matrix again. But no, I heard what you're saying. It's going to end up hitting the Appalachians and then get dispersed in the Appalachians?
Yeah. The ground wind that we push against the Appalachians and the Rockies pushes goes higher up into the atmosphere, and it causes it to go further in other directions because of the jet stream around. And so, when you're be there, but it could go all the way down the East Coast into the Carolinas, of course, over with, just because of the dispersing today going Appalachians is
so Raccoon, you're in the Matrix really bad, man. I'm trying to I'm trying to listen to you, but I'm only getting like every third word, man. It's pretty bad.
It sounds exactly like that one time Johnny Five the robot got beat up in the streets.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
Yeah.
like. I don't know what's going on with that.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm out here in the yard, so now I'm a prime target if you're coming after me. I said the wind takes the direction of least resistance, and it will go up against the Appalachian Mountains, over the Appalachian Mountains, and along the Appalachian Mountains, depending on which way the jet stream is pushing it and the ground force. Because if you have a storm come in, it can come from the east or the west or the south or the north. It can disperse it anywhere.
I get what
Did
you're
you get
saying.
that?
Yeah. I got you. I definitely got you that time. So, guys, one thing I would say, because we got about 12 minutes left here, and then we're gonna be out of here. But I would tell you guys this. I would say if you start seeing a lot of federal employees being evacuated from Washington, if you see the president being moved and like high up members of Congress starting to bug the fuck out, I would take that as my sign to get the hell out of there.
Top up on your water filters and just kind of pay attention. You know, you start seeing a lot of people in your community exhibiting common symptoms of things. Put two and two together.
Hey preppers, do you want 10% off survival food? Go to www.readywise.com and use code DOOM10 at checkout for 10% off all your survival food needs. Again, that's code DOOM10 at checkout at readywise.com, DOOM10 for 10% off at readywise.com. Right, that's kind of where I'm at with this. And I mean, guys, this is a situation where I'm really surprised right now with the people being displaced that we're not hearing more about that. This is kind of odd to me.
What? Why would you?
Yeah, I don't know. You think that would be something they would tell us about?
They got
and I saw,
$5, Jester. The world is their oyster.
You can't even get a number one at McDonald's for that.
That's the plight of the American way.
Oh my God! This is horrible. Going into this, I didn't realize, I guess, the gravity of the situation, how bad it could actually get. But I've been tracking this online a little bit, not as deeply as you have, Jake. Really opened my eyes anyway to what is deeper here. And I got to tell you, man, it seems very devious to me, and it seems like it's potentially an inside job.
And see, I just want to reiterate, people, that this morning I said, hey Lester Dooms, I want to talk about the big fart cloud in Ohio. And he said, I don't know if we can cover a whole podcast episode on this. And I said, we sure can, buddy. And he said, well, okay, I guess we'll try it. And then we did. And now, even through this, I could hear his moans and groans of, shit, this is really important.
Yeah, well, it is. Well, no, yeah, it is. And yeah, I missed the whole 4 hours last night. So
4.5. Yeah.
I was there for the first half hour and then I left. You're welcome. I try. So I support, man. No, but I knew that it was a serious situation, and I knew, that it was bad, but I didn't know it was potentially this bad. In my head, I was thinking people probably within 30 minutes of this are going to be drastically affected. An hour radius outside of that, they should be fine. That was my thought process. Not this whole overtaking the East Coast and as bad as it is now that I know it is.
40 million people.
No, Jester, this is coming like a half hour from my house to where the air pollution was.
Are you noticing anything now, Cloud?
You should
I'm
be.
not,
You're
but
in
we're
that
supposed
area.
to get rain. So I'm hoping not.
So I'm wondering.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I wonder if the rain's going to have a positive effect or a negative effect on this.
negative. It's going to spread it, and it's going to go cycle back into the ground, which cycles into the waterways. But if it does rain, when it stops, pay attention when things start to dry off. And if your vehicle is coated in like a white cloudy substance, clean that off immediately, but not with your bare skin.
Jake, I have a couple questions for you before I be quiet. One, because I've been blowing up Jester about this train derailment since the beginning and all the research that I've found. And it seems like you've got you're on the same wavelength on finding out information. So how do I find out what you know if you find out something?
I'll put it out there for everyone, and then you can take it from there. I find things from other sources on the internet too, but I will put it out there. A good friend maintains their allegiance with their friends. You know, they tell you things in confidence. You don't explain where you get your information from, so somebody doesn't potentially lose their job or their career and these sort of things, you know.
Oh no, I would never ask that.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine.
Yeah, that's basically it. Is like some of the things I'll just tell you some of the things and just trust me on a lot of it. Some of the stuff, if it's speculation, I'll tell you I'm just speculating here, or it's my opinion, or I think. But the rest of the stuff is not.
That's all I want is the information. I don't care who said it.
Yeah, I'll get it out there,
and I'll trust it for you.
Well, so I know. So Jake posts a lot of stuff on the Twitter.
I do. Twitter. I'm not a bird.
Well, Twitter, twatter, whatever. I'll go ahead. I'll if I see something. I mean, if I see something worthy or not worthy, if I see something that I'm like, oh shit, I feel like people need to know this, I always retweet some of Jake's stuff.
If it's important, I put it on Twitter, and if it's just me talking shit, I put it on Twitter too. So cycle through some of that and disregard a lot of my stupid jokes, because most of the time I am talking shit. But for the important stuff, like you'll see me put it in a thread, you'll see me put it in a very big post, and even in that stuff, just like I said, if it's an opinion, I'll tell you, like, in my opinion, ... or I'm just speculating here, but blah blah blah. Like that stuff is just me theorizing on things.
You know, also Jake's pretty good about posting some of these article stuff in the Doomer chat as well.
I try, but I don't want to just like fill it full of just fear stuff and just stuff that you guys, you know, everybody's there having a good time, and I don't want to be doing that to people, you know.
Jake doesn't want to ruin everybody's day, and we appreciate it. Oh man. And anyway, so no, guys, this is I'm happy that Jake's coming to us with this information and keeping us on top of things, because honestly, we went way deeper on tonight's show than I knew we were going to go. I didn't know we were going to go this deep. I had no idea. It never once crossed my mind that the railroad strikes could potentially have anything to do with these derailments. And I think the average person doesn't think that way, right?
The average person, as of right now, the general consensus of the average person is that it's a planned conspiracy.
A planned conspiracy.
It's a concerted effort. It's a conspiracy of whatever things, just to add to the delirium of other things. You know, with all of our distribution centers burned down and egg issues, it's just to add to the madness of that. That's the court of public opinion. I think a couple people today have touched on even remotely the strike situation, and that is where it stems from, which means it was known before that, which means they knew about it way in advance. And so far, you know, at least a year that we know of.
I'm trying to remember when all that was really heating up with the strike, and when they kind of buried that back down. That was a good 7 months ago. They finally got all that squashed out, right? Has it been that long?
It was still warm out. I remember that because I remember specifically when I read the initial article, I remember I was wearing a t-shirt and I had my window down because I had my arm out the window. I want to say June, July, August, somewhere around there.
Right. Okay. So maybe not quite 7 months ago. Definitely 6 months ago now.
Yeah,
approximately.
Yeah, and they knew about it. Well, I just say a year, and because it takes a long time to organize the strike, especially across multiple agencies. Excuse me. But to organize that across multiple agencies, that takes a couple months to do, because you have to have meetings and you have to explain what's going on and all of that, blah 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 blah. So I rounded up to a year just to be safe. I don't know exactly the date, but they knew about it. They knew it was an issue. They brought it to the people who could handle the issue, and they said, "Nah, no thanks." And then instead, they gave that money to lobbyists to talk down regulations around this exact happenstance.
It's a fucked up world we live in, man, and it just seems like it's continuously getting worse.
Yes,
it is clear that the people controlling the gambit here, they do not give a shit about the citizens, the American people, and I'm not just going to say the American people globally. That's the thing. But guys, we're at our time frame here. I want to thank everybody for coming into the show tonight. We went way deeper than what I thought we were going to. Guys, everybody needs to give Jake a big thank you for all the information he shared with us tonight, because it's a lot.
Thanks, man. I'm exhausted. I've been grinding on this really, really hard, to be completely honest. I'm tired.
Take a tactical nap, man.
I'm going to work out.
That's the opposite to regain energy. But once again, man, thanks for being here, and have a great night, everybody.
See you guys.
This is an emergency action message. At approximately 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NORAD is tracking 15 ICBM nuclear missiles inbound to the following cities: Orlando, Miami, Pittsburgh, Dover, Newark, Richland, Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Boston, Seattle, Detroit. This is an extremely deadly situation. Stay tuned. The next emergency message will be a presidential address.